Hi everybody and welcome to another video. I'm Nits and... Okay, let's just start the video. I used wood to make the basic structure, and with my scroll saw I cut everything out and I kind of created tiny puzzle pieces to make it a little bit more stable. At least I have the feeling that it is more stable, but I don't know, I don't have a clue. I already did that with the Hufflepuff Common Room and it worked really well, so yeah, I stick to that. Stick. I used this kind of wobbler thing. Well, it's actually not wobbler, it's something similar, but I don't know the exact name of this. You can put it in the oven and when it's warm you can bend it like so. So I made a curved wall because I thought it would look more interesting. And with shrink foil I made the windows and I tried to make this kind of stained glass mosaic kind of look. I colored everything with Ohuhu and Copic markers. Is that how you pronounce them? I don't know. Copic and Ohuhu? My gosh. I used different shades of green, grey and silver to match the SLYTHERIN colors. And this took a while, but it was actually really relaxing and really fun. And of course the snake was watching me. Now I'm using colored pencils to draw these water plants to give it this underwater kind of feeling. And I've also drawn some fish. After I was finished, everything went into the oven and that was exciting but also a bit scary. But well, this is what it looks like and I really like the result. Look at this! Ah, it's so cool. I traced the outlines of the window and then I cut everything out with my scroll saw again. And I built a frame for everything with XPS Foam. But of course it needs much more detail. And for that I'm using my tools and I'm trying to create kind of a stone-like texture. And of course, because it's me, I didn't take the correct measurements, so there was a huge gap and I filled it with these wooden sticks and then I glued everything together. I just tried to make the floor for the SLYTHERIN Common Room and I tried to make a kind of cobblestone effect because I don't want to use wood because I don't want it to be as cozy as the Hufflepuff Common Room. So I used Polymer Clay and that just didn't work out because the diorama is too big. It just didn't work for me. So I thought of using XPS Foam again, but the XPS Foam I have is really thick. So I tried to cut it in slices and it just kept on breaking my heart, especially. So now I'm a bit clueless on how to fix that problem because usually I use Polymer Clay or XPS Foam and both just won't work with this. My brain really needs to get creative right now. I need to think about items, tools, material that I could possibly use to make this work and to fit the atmosphere that I want to create. Firstly, I primed the floor with a very dark gray. And look what I found! Many mosaic tiles, and I already had them in my studio. I actually wanted to make a different project with these, but many years ago already, so they were just lying around. and I thought I'd just try it out. Now it's time to texture the walls, and I mixed a kind of plaster and filled it in a aluminum foil bowl kind of, and I tried to place it in there very, very thin, so yeah, that in the end I have very, very thin layers of stone. Getting rid of the foil wasn't that easy, but yeah, it was okay. And this is what it looks like, and I really love the feel to it, and it's just, yeah, it was kind of smooth but also rough, and I really liked it. And now I'm gluing those rocky pieces onto the walls. And I'm filling the gaps with a mixture of glue, acrylic paint, and sand. And yeah, I smushed it into the gaps and just made sure that everything kind of blends together.
This is so much more work than I thought it would be, and I don't have that much time left to finish this, so I'm just gonna, I mean, there's no one around, so why not? Finite.
So the next thing I'm gonna do is put away my wand and then insert the windows in here. Yeah, cover the back also with the stone-like texture, and then we can start with the interior. And oh my gosh, look at this reflection. It is so cool. Actually, I had something completely different in mind, but I absolutely love the outcome. It is better than I could have imagined. It is so super cool. I started to paint my first figurine, and this is supposed to be part of a fountain I'm gonna make, because I saw pictures of the SLYTHERIN Common Room in Hogwarts Legacy, and it has a fountain in the entrance, and I thought that's a pretty cool idea. I got some leftover tiles from my mother-in-law, and they had also this greenish grayish tone, and I really liked that, and I thought it would fit perfectly. So I glued them onto the tiles, the tiny tiles, the big tiles to the tiny tiles. Yeah, well, and also the snake, and then the SLYTHERIN badge, and I tried to blend it to the wall using my own kind of sand glue mixture. This is the 3D printed model of a skeleton unicorn skeleton, and I was asked to show how I get rid of the supports, and I do not have a recipe for that. I just really take my time, and I barely breathe actually. I try to be very careful with everything, but no matter how careful you are, it still happens sometimes that things break. And what I do then is I just cry a bit, and then I glue everything together and yeah, try to be more careful. I primed everything, and the first layer is a heavy ochre, and yeah, I try to be very careful not to break everything, but spoiler, it did break again. And after the first layer, I made a second layer called Bone White. It is kind of a very white beige color. And it might seem crazy to use these many layers, but I can tell that they shine through, and I didn't want the gray to shine through, so yeah, I think it makes totally sense to use as many layers. But yeah, tell me your opinion on that. And then I used a brown wash, and in the end I dry brushed everything again with this beige called Bone White. And I think the end result is really, really cool. I absolutely love it, and I think it's one of the best parts of this diorama. And I thought it would be boring to just like put it somewhere in the back, so I thought I'd make a display out of pieces of wood and acrylic glass and another tile that I had lying around. And of course there were some gaps, so I just rolled out tiny pieces of polymer clay and yeah, glued them together and then filled the gaps like that and covered the edges because they were kind of sharp. So yeah, that's what I did, and I think it turned out pretty cool. But of course that was not the only miniature I had to make. I printed out many students and I gave them wands, hats and cloaks with green stuff, which is a kind of clay which just hardens after a while. You don't have to put it in the oven. And then I painted everything. And I also painted furniture and different kinds of decoration and chairs, as you can see here. And I had these portraits lying around from the Hufflepuff Common Room. I didn't use them last time, and I thought it would be a shame to just throw them away, so I just painted their clothes green and also painted the frames in a silver color. So yeah, I kind of reused them. I've been painting all these miniatures for days or even weeks because I really tried to improve my paint work, because last time with the Hufflepuff Common Room I was not quite happy with the way it looked, and I watched so many tutorials, so many videos, I read so many books about different techniques, and I think I really did bring my paint job to a higher level, which is pretty cool. I'm really proud of this. And now comes the most exciting part of this whole process: assembling every single piece and bringing it all together. I'm so super excited. Let's go and create a SLYTHERIN Common Room. Here it is, and I am so super proud of this. I think it turned out really cool. I have the feeling that I improved a lot of my creative skills, and I think this is even cooler than the Hufflepuff Common Room, but I'm not sure. Tell me your thoughts on this in the comments down below. I'm really curious to read your feedback. And yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like. And here is the final result.